Live. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my little makeshift at-home desk. We're going to go through just 5 minutes of stretching. I believe I have maybe 1 or 2 new stretches for you. One of them that we can actually relate into your workout that you can do before squatting. So that being said, let's just hop right into it, right? We want to be efficient with our time. So first off, we're going to start up on your feet, okay? Maybe you have a side table in your office or you have a chair. I want you to put one leg up on the chair, maintain a slight little bend in this knee, and hinge at the hip. So lean forward right over that knee. Okay, right till you feel a little bit of discomfort right in the hamstring. So you don't want to feel it directly behind the knee. If you feel it behind the knee, that means that your knee's probably locked out. You want a little bend in it, flex the toe back up. While I'm talking, just keep holding this stretch. Hold it for anywhere from 30 seconds. 15 to 30 seconds is roughly what we want to do. I say we're pretty close to that, so let's switch legs. And let me mention one more thing. Now, the higher seat, the more in-depth stretch you're going to have, right? Lower to the ground, you can just do this on the ground. You're not going to get quite as deep of a stretch. But as I talked about last week, make sure your back stays nice and flat. So as you notice, as I lean forward, my back is nice and straight. I'll pull my sweatshirt tight so you can really see my spine is nice and flat, right? I'm not rounding to try to get as close to your toe as possible, okay? You don't really want to smell your socks anyway. So just a nice little forward lean, 30 seconds. Just feel it nice and high up in the hamstring. Let's hold another 3, 2, 1, and good. Let's come back to our seat. Okay, if you have a desk, which I imagine we're all sitting at a desk right in front of you, okay? Both hands down. I have a little more space with this area so I can kind of drop my chest. Do this one quite a bit. Arms extended out in front of you. It doesn't matter. I'm not sure. I think you can see me with my palms down or if my thumbs are up. It doesn't really matter. I would suggest trying both. Okay, push your chair back. Maybe you have a rolly chair and drop your chest right underneath. I'm trying to explain it so I don't talk to the ground. Okay, so drop your chest. If you don't feel quite as deep of a stretch, just roll your chair back a little bit. Same thing. Push your butt back, nice and straight back, and drop your chest and your face to the ground. Okay, so keep holding this while I talk. Shoulder blades, you're going to feel it, along with the tops of the shoulders. Okay, that was another big point of emphasis last week, was talking about overhead recreational motions. The more and more we sit at a desk and the older we get, we don't do these overhead motions, and that turns into frozen shoulder and just an inability to mobilize your shoulder, essentially. That's part of your back. So keep holding this stretch another about 5 seconds. Another way that you can do this, also if you don't have as much room, is remember we had the elbows here, and then you dropped your face and your chest to the ground. So 3, 2, 1, and good. I'm going to get up a little bit closer to this desk, and this is what I was speaking about, that you can do this. I do this as a squat warm-up. So as you're going to see, I'm just going to sit up nice and tall. Feet shoulder width apart, knees shoulder width apart, back to these palms on the desk. Okay, we're going to take a look at one hand, exhale, and slowly rotate. Only rotate as much as you can while keeping eye contact on this hand. And exhale through it. Bring it back down, and let's switch. Ooh, I got a nice crack with that one. So let's go 5 on each side. So the end goal would be essentially to be able to face behind you, right? So you're looking behind you and your fingers are behind you. Okay, so we can just about be there. Now notice with my arm, I kind of sweep up. Okay, so we're getting that stretch in through here. The armpit, the pec minor, which is part of your chest, and your shoulder. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is you don't want to just be down here. We're not going to get that added benefit of hitting the chest and the shoulder. Good. Do one more on each side. And the way that we can relate this to a squat warm-up is if you're doing squats at the gym, drop into a squat, and then you're going to be here. Okay? This teaches your core how to stabilize your hips as your thoracic spine rotates, extends. Okay, so you can be doing 5 of those each before you go into squat. That's going to be a good warm-up. So I assume you finish up the one more on each side. Hey, we can't end without doing this stretch, right? So arm fully extended out in front of you. Fingertips relaxed and pointed down to the ground. The opposite hand comes and pushes down on the back of the wrist. Okay? Back of the wrist, back of the hand, as long as it's not on the back of the fingers. we're looking for a forearm elbow stretch as opposed to a finger hand stretch. Okay, let's go 15 seconds in every which direction. So there's 4 of these total. Let's say 3, 2, 1. Okay, now go palm up, and the opposite hand is going to pull on the palm. I like to tuck it right between my pointer finger and the webbing of my thumb. That way you're not pulling on the fingers. Once again, it's a elbow forearm stretch, not a finger stretch. We're doing 15 seconds of all of these. We've done one on each with the left or the right, depending on which side you've started. And let's switch arms. Okay. For those of you that join me quite a bit, I probably sound like a broken record, but this is the one that we should do as much as you possibly can. You may not feel the stretch the first few seconds. After a while, if you're holding it correctly, make sure that this elbow is fully extended, it's locked out. If you get a bend in the elbow, you're not going to get the stretch. It takes a few seconds to get the stretch up here in the forearm. Let's go palm forward, essentially, right? Okay, keep it up at shoulder height. So you should be feeling this when the fingers are facing down, kind of on the underside, like right here where it connects up into the elbow of the forearm. And when the fingers are down, you should feel it kind of right on the top. These are commonly known as tennis or golfer's elbow epicondylitis. Okay, so finish out another 5 seconds with that going down. And that's your quick little 5-minute stretch break today. Okay, maybe exceeded it by 30 seconds to a minute, but run this back, revisit the other ones. I'm here every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, and keep moving, stay mobile, and stay healthy. All right, thank you. Get back to work.